So I had something unusual happen here in Hive 3. Hive 3 is one of the hives that I've had to raise up a new queen because they killed the VSH queen that I introduced to them. Well, they raised up several queens, and I assumed they had their typical brawl to see who was going to be the queen. And this Hive 3, I normally keep 3 boxes stacked on 2 deeps and a medium. And you see in the middle here, we have this metal piece that separates the bottom box and the middle box. And that's what's called a queen excluder. So basically the queen bees can't fit through this metal grate, but the worker bees can. And I was not expecting to find a queen bee walking around in the top where the honey goes. But that's what I found. There was a queen bee right here. And I found her walking around in the top. And I was in the top medium box. The medium referring to the size. I heard a queen bee piping. And I thought, that's unusual. And so I looked a little closer. And as I'm pulling these frames out, I found her walking around. I have a suspicion on how she got there, and I'll show you that here in a minute. This queen was in the bottom. This queen was in the top. Both of them are attracting a fair number of bees to them. This leads me to believe that both of them are actually mated queens. So how did this happen? So here is Hive 3 while it is all put together. You'll notice that in the top box here where the honey super is, there's actually a crack. And the bees are coming and going from this crack. And down here is the main entrance to the hive. I suspect that the queen that was found in the top of the hive went on her mating flight, and when she came back, she came into the crack at the top of the hive. Then when the queen in the bottom went on a mating flight, she must have came back to the bottom rather than the top, and since there's a queen excluder, they weren't able to find each other. And so they both were able to survive. So now what do we do? Well, we take this for the blessing that it is, and we put it in a hive that has no queen. Right now, Hive 6 is queenless, so in she goes. So now I've got to take a look in Hive 6 and make sure that our queen has been released and that she's doing well. Here I can see the mark from the rubber band where the queen cage was held, but I can see that the rubber band has broken. I'm going to start over here because I don't know which frame the queen might be on. It's a little difficult with one hand. I don't see a queen on this frame. Getting the first frame out is always the hardest. And after that, like you can just take your hive tool and just kind of pop them loose. And just pull them up nice and easy. I don't see a queen here either. But she could be on any one of these in the bottom. She could be on either side too. This hive does have a good population of bees, so it's hard to tell. You gotta have a good eye to spot the queen. But the queen I introduced here was a marked queen, so that makes things a little easier. And this is the frame I'm removing now is the frame that the queen cage was on. You can see the rubber band at the bottom of the hive, and you can see little marks on the wood where the rubber band went. And as they were drawing out the comb, they actually have a little canyon where that rubber band was. So they were drawing out comb while the rubber band was there. But the queen cage was on this side of the frame. And I just got stuck in my chin through the veil. That's not fair. Hold on, let me show you. So there's the queen cage that I introduced this queen into hive 6. And you see all the bees are buzzing around it. That's a good sign that they're interested in this queen. But she hasn't been released yet. So it looks like they're trying to feed her. So the bees aren't too happy today. I'm smelling bananas, and that's probably why I got stung. I call it going bananas when they're kind of in a bad mood, because the smell that they make when they're trying to attack, it smells like bananas. So you can see the candy here. I actually use a marshmallow for it. When I'm stuffing it myself, I put marshmallow in there. They've eaten through some of it, but there's still some in there, and that's why she hasn't been released. But they're certainly interested in her. They are feeding her, they are tending to her. Today is now Saturday, and I put this queen in here on Tuesday. So she's been in here for several days. And maybe the reason she hasn't been released is because the rubber band broke and she fell to the bottom of the hive. I don't know. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to manually release her and see how they do. Because she's been in this hive long enough, they should become accustomed to her scent. But before I do that, I'm going to continue to look through this hive just to make sure I don't see any other queens in here. Just to kind of double check things. See, whenever I do an inspection, I always set one box aside to move the frames that have already been inspected. So that's what this box is. So here's that queen cage. I'm going to manually release her into this hive. And the way I do this is I just open up this little extra hole on it. I'm going to give them some smoke to get some of these bees away from it. And then there's this little port here. And I just pop it open. And she will crawl up.
Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to be notified when we upload new videos, ring that notification bell.